Okay, here we go with part three. It's called Three Ducks of the Condor. It's a clever title, as always. It's a play on another popular title. Look it up. I can't be reviewing everything. Alright, this episode starts with Duckworth interviewing some nannies to watch the boys. And one lady here says she'll do it. She's probably going to lose to the googly-eyed, red-headed freak one that's in the back. The one in the front has lipstick just on the front of her beak, which is weird. And then this other nanny runs out that was already in there, and you could hear the boys giggling. It doesn't say what they did to her, but apparently it was bad. So Scrooge is talking. He's got this old-timey accountant guy. You could tell because of his green accounting visor that they used to always wear. He's asking about these coins, and he explains that one's rare. It's a sun coin. So the guy gets mad. He pulls Scrooge up to his face to tell him how important it is. Scrooge gets mad and turns the tables. And the guy talks about how tall the fish was he caught one time. Then the boys here are playing with the most dangerous things that boys always play with: a bow and arrow, lasso, and a snake, a live snake. You see Duckworth is dead in the background. So this Miss Beakley says that she'll work for the boys. Scrooge asks what her qualifications are, and she says, "I'll work for free." So he hires her without a background check. She could have touched kids or been arrested for drugs. So Webby said she wants to live there, and so Scrooge says okay, and he touches her forehead and steals her soul. You can see by her eyes. So Scrooge needs a ship, so he goes to the scientist who works with gold balls and asks him to build a ship. The guy says, no problem, let me just pop on my dildo hat and pop around the room defying gravity. So he does that for a little while. And then he attacks a machine with a claw, and then in an hour he builds this ship. It looks like a bird. It's like the least practical ship, but I guess he only had an hour, so beggars can't be choosers. Scrooge says who could fly it, and the guy's like, I know. Let's talk to Launchpad McQuack, the stupidest pilot that we know. So, of course, Launchpad McQuack crashes his plane. The resulting shock blows their hats off their heads. Thank God the professor has a hat strap and old-timey piano player arm garters. Then they say a prayer, but Launchpad's ghost walks out of the crash, and it startles Scrooge into his eyes going crazy and his hat popping off again. There's a lot of hat gags in this episode. Scrooge gets a telegram, Donald to go with him. So they go to pick up Donald, but Donald steals the soul of the Navy guy. Here he is taking a picture. He's got the soul-stealing camera, and the guy's dead. So then they fly to the others from the last season of Lost. They fly to their compound, and then the three hats have another gag where they're floating around in the air. They have their own side adventure. Then they land back on their heads in time for them to crash. So some conquistadors talking to these savages, and they listen because he has a coin. They don't explain why the guy's a conquistador or how he's still dressed like that in modern times, because he knows what modern things are, but he just dresses like this. But he's got a coin, so they listen to him. And Donald's like, hey, this is a great chance to steal everyone's soul with my camera. So he takes another camera picture. Camera picture. Everyone gets dumbfounded because they don't have souls anymore. So Scrooge fights him off with his cane, like anyone would, sound mind. Donald goes crazy. One of his eyes turns evil. And his tongue comes out, like the movie Idle Hands, but it's Idle Eye. So Scrooge mounts him and gets him good to get the spirit out, and it shocks all the simpletons. So then he becomes friends with the gay conquistador, and Launchpad uses this homing beacon to find this broken ship. It's upside down and in pieces. He's going to put it back together. Donald decides to fight, so he pulls his sleeves up. I've never been in a fight and had sleeves been an issue. I don't know why he's always pulling them up. He should just have his sleeves altered. So I hear the story about a map that got ripped in two, or twain, as they say. It's a shitty map. It doesn't even make sense. They find out that one guy who drew the map was eaten to death by sharks. They imply it. It's, of course, kid show. Donald's hand gets comically large. I don't even remember what he did. Launchpad falls in love with this bird, so he flies him. But then Donald takes another picture and steals his soul. Here's his soul flying away. It's the light of a Ghostbusters trap. So here's the bird. He's got no soul. You can tell by his eyes again. Donald's happy. He took the picture. He's evil. So then here's this door they're going to break through, and you see the door smiling. And here's the door bending, and it's frowning because it's about to break. It's realistic door action. It's like the door knocker in Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Anyway, the door explodes, then the bird explodes. And then the simpletons master the art of pulley systems. Donald says they have to go, and he points at a non-existent watch. He's crazy. He thought a watch had been there the whole episode. It's a plot device. They tell him he doesn't have a watch, so he decides to kill himself. He shows how he's going to do it by hanging. And then the birds steal him. And then you get proof that Avatar ripped off Ducktales. These little native people flying around on birds that love them. Launchpad flies under this bridge. Bird can't fly fast enough under it, so it explodes. Donald's like, oh, there's a great chance to steal some more souls. Flash, he accidentally stole his own soul. He can't believe how stupid he was. So then this bird can't believe how crazy the orgy he was in was. This guy drops his coins. They fall into a hole. He's just done as a character. Scrooge decides that he's had enough of treasure hunting, so he jumps out of a plane to kill himself. He's smiling, falling to his death, but then this stupid boat opens and he's saved, doing 100 miles per hour and lands safely in a boat. He waves. This guy from the Navy's mad. He actually has a watch, though, so at least... So Donald gets back and he's safe, but then he falls over dead. And Scrooge floats away, and it's to be continued. Like always, there's going to be another part to this masterpiece. That's part 3. Part 4 coming soon. Bye.